All right. I'm back. Rest in peace to Mo 3. That was Mo 3 and Billy and Bobby Billions outside. But yeah, that was basically that was the main corporate behind Confessions of a Dawg. Now I'm going to continue the series, continue to tell my story, continue to, just kind of share my life experiences. But hopefully it's understood that it's never been for glorificational purposes. It was never done to glorify anything. It's simply laughing to keep from crying. Alright, so let me get to the original concept and original topic of this podcast. C.O.D. Content over drama. Content over drama. What does that mean, Tim O'Thai? What does that mean? That means I am the type of podcaster that don't need to create drama in order to have content. And I see that a lot. Because obviously going into this new business endeavor that I have been in regards of podcasting, I'm a student of the game. I'm studying the game tapes. I'm watching, I'm listening to other podcasters. I listen to Joe Budden podcast. I listen to Joe Rogan podcast. Matter of fact, let me not even mention Joe Rogan podcast because he's like on a, he's like the Jay-Z of podcasts at this moment. Like, you just put him in his own category. So scratch that. I listen to Joe Budden's. I listen to Adam 22. I listen to many different podcasts, and people that's formerly just getting into the podcast and the Big Thug and Turk podcast. That nigga's funny as hell, bro. That nigga is hilarious. I'm listening to different podcasts. Just kind of studying the field. Just you gotta know your surroundings. That's why it makes I try to make sure I try to be like the Tom Brady or the Bill Belichick of my expertise of my field, or the LeBron James of my field. I need to, study and see, what everybody brings to the table to ensure that I'm not coming off as if it can be insinuated like I'm copycatting or anything like that, because I'm going to be original regardless. So, but just because you're original doesn't mean that other people are not duplicates. And that's not a shot at nobody or whatnot. I'm just, just being real as far as, just checking and making sure, nobody out there sound like me. Or if they do, are they trying to emulate, my sound, my New Orleans sound, or my Dallas influence sound, or, now my Austin influence sound. I want to ensure that I'm being as organic as possible. That's all. That way, I can stand out. But I see a lot of that. While studying the game tapes, I noticed, and that opened up my mind to see just everything in just the business and the industry is period, whether it's music, whether it's movies, whether it's any type of entertainment. You got a lot of individuals that create drama in order to create a buzz or content behind their project. Excuse me. And it's nasty. I don't like it personally. I think it's disgusting. I don't believe, but I like to believe that I live in my own perfect little world to where people don't need to do things or act or create any type of drama to showcase their God-given talent if they have the talent meant to be in the field that they're pursuing. I look at creating drama in order to build content is the same as having a ghostwriter when you're rapping or even singing. I don't believe in like no ghostwriting. I am anti ghostwriting anything. I am anti utilizing other people's emotions and expressing it through your emotions. I believe when it comes down to art, I believe it should be organic. When it comes down to same reason why I believe in love. I believe love should be organic. I believe things, and I believe life. I believe everything that we do in life should come from a root of our organic roots. I believe we should be able to do things because we want to do it, because we're passionate about it. It's because it's something that our soul burn whenever the conversation come up regarding it. I believe everything in life that we choose to do, it should be something that we want to do and not feel like we need to do it in order to gain some type of monetary compensation or gain some type of famous fame or likeness or anything of that sort. But I'm Tim of a kind, so I may be the only person that think like that. But when you take a back seat and you just watch, because we all observe someone, we all are inspired by someone, somebody or something inspires us, all of us. Some of us may say it, some of us may never say it, especially when it comes to men, because that's just the alpha in all of us. We don't like to admit when another man inspires us. Don't know why, but that's just the way it is. But as I'm sitting there going through the game tapes, and I'm sitting there really taking a large, broader look at the biggest picture when it comes down to art. In 2022, art is past the point of dilution. There is no real art anymore. Like, art is dead. Art is literally dead. There is no such thing as organic art anymore. Everything is scripted. Everything is planned. Everything is rehearsed. It's to the point now where if you really pay attention, even some of our relationships are rehearsed. Many of our relationships are rehearsed. Let me ask you something. When the last time that you really see a strong push on family gatherings, reunions, people coming together just for the sake of sharing the same last name or sharing the same bloodline? I got people and cousins and nieces and nephews and people I haven't talked to or seen in years, and it doesn't really bother me, which is the same thing I see throughout many points of my timelines. And then when the point comes when I do see people have reunions, it don't even seem organic. A reunion is not a reunion unless someone has a fight at the reunion. You're looking at this stuff on Instagram, you're looking at it on Facebook, on TV, and everybody get together for a reunion, and everybody's all so happy-go-lucky. Everybody's like, oh, I'm so happy to see you. Oh my God, it's been years. We see each other. Oh my God. Just dick eating each other and munching each other. Knowing damn well many family members don't get along. I'm a strong advocate of peace. I don't like seeing any type of drama. I don't like to see any type of things that can create chaos. But I also understand the organicness that is beyond each part of drama. If somebody fights at a family reunion, that's real love. Somebody really got hurt. Somebody really got upset. And it don't got to be a physical fight, just like an argument or, something like that. But it's, it's organic, though. You don't see that. And just life in general. And I'm looking at it in regards of even podcasting or anything that I recently did or tried to do. Whether it was rapping, whether it was podcasting, whether it's, business ventures, whatever things I was trying to do, even at work and regular 9-to-5s. It's everything just seems so scripted now. We're at a point to where we're so programmed in our mind, I believe, without even really knowing it, that we all just playing roles when we're not just being ourselves, man. I don't know if it's a situation where we don't know who ourselves are, or we still trying to figure that out. But it's extremely hard to figure out who you are when you're being heavily influenced by everyone around you. Because we all raised to follow some type of guidance from different entities in this world. I chose to go more with my gut and my intuition than how other people are living their lives. Because a lot of things that I don't believe enough is explained, just because something worked for one person doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work for you, because we all have our own individual pathways that we must follow to reach our ultimate level of peace. But I see that a lot. I see a lot of drama being created in efforts to have something to talk about. And it don't even have to be for any type of monetary fulfillment. A lot of people are creating drama for personal fulfillment because they lost. Because they don't got a grasp understanding on the individual that they were meant to be, or the person that God, Allah, whatever you want to call them, or her, my bad, place for us to be. And it's really disheartening, but I got a grasp understanding on that's how the world is. That's why I tell any and everybody, don't go by the world. Don't go by what the world wants you to be. Never adapt to the world's obligations. You make the world adapt to your obligations, to your purpose, to what you feel is the right thing to do for you in your journey. Because at the end of the day, once you reach the ultimate level of peace and prosperity and abundance within your journey, the people that need to be around you and the energies that's going to gravitate around you are the ones that needed to be around you. Sometimes it's not your family. Sometimes it's not your friends from school. Sometimes it's not that girl you love, that woman you love. Sometimes it's not that man you love. in order to reach the level that you want to reach, you got to be able to let go. And you can let go without needing drama to create the content. The content needs to be organic. How you feel is how you feel. Now, if you need to work on ways to expressing it in a way to where it's conducive to the audience can receive it the way you believe it needs to be received and resonated, then maybe that's something you should work on, and that's something that I'm understanding that I need to continue to work on. But the root of it definitely has to be organic. If a tree root is not organic, it would not blossom. If a seed is not organic, it would not blossom to a tree. These trees we see, when they're not manufactured, that is God's gift. And God just let it be, and it became to be. Let's get away from the drama, man. And I get it. Drama sells. Sex sells. Your soul for sale too, then, is what you're saying. If you're willing to jeopardize your integrity, your morality, for the purpose of content, which will eventually be of some type of monetary recipient, you cease selling your soul. And maybe I'm the only man in this world, which I know I'm not, but I'm going to say for the purpose of this for my content, my soul is not for sale. It's not a price you could put on the table for it. I do a lot of joking. I do a lot of clowning around. I do a lot of, animated jokes. Only in effort because I'm a giver. I'm a server. I like to serve people laugh. I like to serve people hope. I like to serve people some sense of peace and happiness. Now, I may not have always went about it the correct way. And, of course, I have made my errors like any other person who have made their errors in this world. And he who has not sinned, please cast the first stone. I don't see any stones. And I don't see no rocks being thrown. So that lets me know that we all have fell short. And that's one of the big things that we need to get out of the norm of doing, placing judgment. I don't even understand why we have a public servant whose job title is literally named judge. There's only one judge. Only one. So with that being said, your judge is the only person that you be trying to impress, and the only thing they want you to do is just be organic. Don't fake relationships. Don't create drama in order to create content. That's the difference. That's how we're able to evolve. That's how we're able to continue on enjoying the fruits of this beautiful life that we have the pleasure of enjoying. Because whether you believe it or not, there were beings that were here before we were here, i.e. dinosaurs, whatever you want to go as far back, whatever you believe in. Somebody was here before, but they're not here anymore because they ran into, I personally believe, the same dilemma that we are in right now as people. We are in a state of copycat simulations. We are just copying one another. We're not embracing our organicness. Not to the point to where it's universally accepted. It's only started getting accepted, I want to say, the last few years. And we still got a long way to go. That's one of the reasons why I don't bring up nationality or race anymore. It's not about that anymore, at least in my head. It's not about that anymore. It's about the content of character. It's about the soul. I listen to the person's soul speak to me, not what the person's mouth is saying, but what their soul is saying to me. How my soul is aligning with theirs. How my energy is aligning with their energy. So no, I'm not colorblind, but I am colorless. That's what I mean when I say C.O.D. Content over drama. We don't need drama in order to create the best content. If it's for you, it's for you. If God gave you that gift, then be grateful you got the gift. You don't need to put hot sauce on spicy chicken. You already hot enough, baby. You already hot enough, baby. You don't need to put no hot sauce on spicy chicken, baby. You already hot enough. This is Who Cares Podcast, hosted by Tim O. Thou. Yeah, I know THY is actually the, but that's my organicness. I say what I want. This is C.O.D. Content over drama.
I'm in a cell with a solid door similar to this one, only there's no opening whatsoever. It's about a 6 by 4.5 cell, and they're day in and day out, 24 hours. So the treatment has been very abusive, and as far as the attitude of the police, there's a hostile attitude. And just recently I was put on punishment for 15 days where I wasn't fed at all, only half a cup of a green substance that I couldn't eat. And this has been the treatment.
Why do you think it's happening?
The first place, that the police here are merely an arm of the establishment. Their purpose is to protect the establishment and punish those who disagree with the goals and the activities of the establishment. And so there's a necessary contradiction between what I stand for and what the establishment and their protectors stand for.
Huey, what's your impression of the demonstrators outside who've been outside the courthouse every day since this trial began?
The people, the community that's given support to me have helped me to keep a high spirit. They are my inspiration. And without them, it would be impossible for me to keep the strength to go through this great ordeal.
Do you have anything that you want to say that hasn't been asked, Huey?
Only that I'm sure that we will be victorious. I have a very fine counsel, Mr. Gary, and the rest of the staff, and that I'm convinced and very secure in a victory.
Huey, have you been able to see just about anybody that you want to out of your family or your fiance? Have you been able to see them?
I'm allowed visiting 3 times a week, but even this is carried on as far as the police with a hostile attitude. They say abusive things to my visitors. They don't give the time that other prisoners get, and it's strictly sort of a arbitrary kind of treatment, not only to me, but to the other Panthers who are here in jail.
At this stage of the trial, how confident do you feel that you're going to get justice?
With the present system of the court structure, it will be impossible for me to get justice, but I'm confident that we will revolutionize this institution before this trial is over. If it's not revolutionized, if there aren't very great changes, then of course I won't get justice. But I'm very hopeful that we'll be able to make some changes in this institution.
Mr. Cleaver said yesterday, Huey, that the evidence, when it is shown, will be so overwhelming in your favor that any jury picked from these 47 would be embarrassed not to let you go. Do you feel this is right?
Yes, that I feel that America is embarrassed, period, not only with individual institutions, but the whole country because of the activities and oppressions of other people of color, such as the Vietnamese people and the Latin American people. So America has been able to bear her embarrassment up until this point, but because of world opinion, perhaps she will withdraw from the field.